Yeah.
It's Joe. It's Dave. It's Clouted Entertainment.
What's
It's
up with
Joe.
it, y'all?
It's Dave. Man,
Clouded
what's up with y'all niggas?
ENT, man. Clouded Reacts, man. What's up with it, man?
Hey, we about to review some of these sorry rap niggas that done fell off.
Mm,
Um, Before we get started on this video, I want to tell y'all this. Half these niggas on this list, Joe put me on, and
Damn. SoundCloud era. Damn. Them niggas had they had a time though, fool.
they did.
It's just the sound and the shit became corny
Niggas
to other
going,
people.
niggas going triple cardboard now, fool. That shit
Trippy
crazy.
Red.
Crazy. Crazy. But I say all that to say this. Like, share, subscribe to the video, man.
Yes,
Hit
sir.
me and Joe on the socials, man. DM me. My DMs are always open. I got a YouTube video dropping some point this week. I don't know when this video dropping, but got one on my personal YouTube dropping soon. We got Joe dropping multiple videos, and we got a big old vlog coming at the end of the month. We're going to Vegas, me and the crew.
Hey, Ghost.
So check us out on those platforms, man. But none other than Cloud Entertainment. We're finna review some of this shit, see what's going on, and let's get started.
Yes, sir. Yes.
I'm ready to see some of these sorry nigga that fell off, boy. Cause like I said, can you see the video?
Yep.
I'm finna get it started. Some of this shit might break a nigga heart, but let's go.
I hope
This
no
shit
one
finna
think I'm
break
being
my
facetious with these thoughts. This is a complete flop. This is a complete flop.
During the last week of October 2025, hip-hop ran into a major problem. For the first time in 35 years, no rap songs appeared on Billboard's top 40. This left people really concerned about the fate of the genre as a whole, fearing that the wheels had finally fallen off. And while that's not exactly true, many of the biggest artists in the game have watched their releases sink without a trace. Drops that once would have been cultural moments, now gone before anyone even noticed.
Bro, ever since
in
he did
reality,
the
this
N-word
is part
song,
of a
I
rich
knew
tradition
he
in
was
the genre, with countless stars, legends, and aspiring hitmakers suffering the indignity of a project they put months of work into, being rejected by the music-listening public. If you've kept up with the channel, you'll know we documented some of the biggest flops in rap history. And today, we're back with a fresh batch. Let's kick this off with
Doja
someone
Cat
who once
most
seemed
definitely
poised
fell
to
off.
become a generational
She fell
artist,
off?
but ultimately chose to forego that path in favor
Look
of
at this
doing
shit.
what she wants.
The fuck is
For
this?
years, Doja Cat seemed predestined to be the biggest thing in the female rap scene since Nicki Minaj. After surviving a brief
I feel like
scandal
after
over
they
her
made the
appearance
shit, it
in
was
some
just
dubious
like, what
chat
the
rooms
fuck?
that
Like,
leaked into the public's view,
it
Doja's
was
steady
only
stream
down
of
from
catchy,
there. And then
virality-friendly
got the chat
tunes
room,
made her an
yeah.
early beneficiary of the TikTok stimulus
Yeah.
package. And as the awards and acclaim started to stack up, she seemed to remain her kooky self.
I have never taken such a fast piss in my whole life. Thank you, everybody.
Girl.
I really appreciate it.
By the time she dropped her multi-platinum selling project, Planet Her, Doja was such a big deal that she briefly overtook Drake as the most streamed rapper on Spotify, soon crowned Pop
Crazy.
Songwriter of the Year
Oh boy.
at the BMI Pop Awards. It appeared that Doja had gotten what she'd worked for
Look, they
since
look-
long before she was a household name.
Like, when did you decide, like, okay, I'm gonna mess with this?
I remember like dropping out and being in my room every day.
Dropping
and
out, what do you mean by that?
in 11th grade.
Really?
And yeah, and I would just be
Whoa,
on
I ain't know she
GarageBand
finished
and
high school.
YouTube. Like I'd be downloading beats from
crazy.
YouTube to GarageBand and
Joke,
making
that's
songs out of them. But I would like never leave my room. And
Took
then
a
I started
chance, man,
making
you know?
music, and then my friend found me and he started recording me in a studio, and he was amazing and like would work with me every single day, and then it just turned into this. And I feel like it found me instead of my mom maybe telling me I should do it or my friends telling me I should do music. Nobody really told me to do it. I kind of just started doing it.
You fell into it.
Yeah.
But not long after scooping the prize, which celebrated her knack for crafting radio-friendly music, Doja suddenly did a 180 and decided she made her money. And in an unwise move, she suggested that her audience was stupid just for liking her music. Planet Her and Hot Pink were cash grabs, and y'all fell for it, she penned on Twitter. Now I can go disappear somewhere and touch grass with my loved ones on an island, while y'all weep for mediocre pop. Even as her fans tried to wrap their heads around this concept, she doubled down, declaring, "No more pop. I also agree with everyone who said the majority of my rap verses are mid and corny. I know they are. I wasn't trying to prove anything. I just enjoy making music, but I'm getting tired of hearing y'all saying that I can't, so I will. Pop isn't exciting to me. I don't want to make it anymore. The whole shift was complete when she decided to shed the traditional celebrity aesthetic too, sporting a bald head and expanding her combative relationship with her audience.
I can't just sit here and make a beat without somebody, without not somebody, but without hundreds of people being like, "Are you okay?" Bitch, I might not be. Like, you keep asking me that shit. One day,
Hey, pause this right quick, my brother. I got something to say.
That motherfucker shaved her eyebrows.
I ain't gonna lie. You know who I blame for this transition to Doja Cat?
Who?
Central C.
How so?
Because ever since he dropped that Doja Cat song, she ain't never been the same. She ain't fuck with it. She started turning into a demon and going bald headed and turning into a spider monkey and shit. I blame him. I blame him.
She was weird before then. If anything, he shed a light on it that we needed to see. But she been weird before then. Like, she's been,
but to the point where I know this nigga was like, man, I shouldn't even made this.
Say this, yeah. Mm-hmm. Cause she is. She different. I'll say that. Very hittable, just very different.
You white? Oh yeah, you in that chat room? Oh, you get everything for the free skate.
I just feel like she gotta low key explain that chat room a little more. But I low key don't want her to. Cause there's no way you can break it down. It's gonna make sense to people. But let's continue to see who else fell off.
Might not be. Go gaslight somebody else while they're minding their fucking business. What's wrong with everybody? That shit's gonna make me flip my fucking lid one day. I swear to God. I'm gonna be so mad. Get some Hennessy in me and I will fucking lose my mind. I'm like burying my feelings right now. I am burying so much energy right now. Ugh.
The end product of this era was the album Scarlet, which peaked
saying?
at just 72,000 first week sales.
What the fuck is
to put that in context, that's over 40,000
What
less
is
than
that,
what Planet
bro?
Her sold in the
That's
same
only
time
season,
frame.
but yeah.
In a lot of ways, it seemed a fitting conclusion to an era in which Doja lost 500,000 Twitter followers and openly told her audience, "I don't care anymore about satisfying you." Perhaps it was even the intention.
I also think
That was a
that
decent
I'm
album.
way too
It had
fucking
some
famous.
bangers on there. It just didn't reach,
100%.
bro.
And I'm doing what I can slowly but
Look, eyebrows
surely
now.
to separate myself from this kind of narrative or whatever this world is that I kind of
got my
built.
auntie eyes from,
And I'm
eyebrows
fine tuning
from
it and tailoring it to what I want out of it.
Although she did suggest that some of it was taken out of context or blown out of proportion.
Some of the energy that we're seeing is you
Hold on,
kind
I'm
of
gonna go grab
fighting
my ice
for.
Yeah, one thing that I do want to
You keep it roll.
kind of set straight is that you'll never see direct quote of me saying I hate my fans.
Okay.
Not once. But it's a really big misquoted thing where everybody is saying she hates her fans. Never said that. But I do like to play with that as a meme. It's definitely something. And I know that like people who get it, and I'm fine with that. I don't need to like have to explain my sense of humor or explain comedy to anyone. If people don't see the joke, then they just don't see the joke. And it's not my responsibility to have them understand.
Following Scarlet's release, Doja immediately went back to the drawing board and set her mind on crafting a new project. And this time, she was returning to the sounds that made her a superstar. I do want to be self-aware enough to admit the fact that this is a pop-driven project. She said of the record that would eventually become Vi. I know that I can make pop music, and pop is just that it's popular. It starts to become a bit of a thing that's viewed as a sport by people who are just bystanders to it, who enjoy it, but maybe also don't respect it or what it is, which is just music. Released in September of 2025, Vi was an interesting project for people to wrap their heads around. For one thing, it actually got good reviews.
In some ways, it feels almost like the reverse of many of the projects she has dropped up until this point that I just haven't been that crazy about, where personally I felt that, you know, maybe the singles are pretty good and strong and hard-hitting, but the rest of the record is like a bit of a snooze. But surprisingly, in my view, it's the songs I thought were really going to pop off or be the most most commercial, or were kind of the teasers that read to me as the biggest snoozers, while the deep cuts for the most part are like fire and compelling and emotionally impactful. I mean, sure, nobody wants the big single behind their new album to just do okay on the charts, but I can at the very least commend Doja for most of the album outside of that, because I do think this is her most interesting album thus far, most consistent, best produced overall too, where she really tested herself vocally, lyrically.
But when it came to sales, it stood as a testament to the fact that after she tried to kick off the megastar status, it wasn't necessarily going to come back to her so easily. Debuting at number 4 on the US Billboard 200, the project earned 57,000 album equivalent units in its first week. And since then, sales haven't really picked up all that much. In typical Doja Cat form, she even made a joke about how it was performing, posting a picture of herself looking under the couch crevices for some streams. For now, at least, it seems like Doja isn't seeing this as a major L, even if it is a flop by her own standards. But it's safe to say that these poor numbers for an artist of her stature in pop had some fans treating it like it was doomsday. Doja.
Yeah. Hold on.
Alright. I don't even know who
Doja
they
is a
was.
generational artist and performer,
I can't even see
and
your
Gorgeous
fine. I
and
can
Jealous
see you.
Type are
Rock
smash hits in my
talk type
house.
shit.
This is not a commentary on the quality of Vi, the album, but simply in terms of
Look at
performance,
that.
I think the floppery of Vi is worse than any flop. It's worse than Katy Perry's Witness, it's worse than Lady Gaga's Art Pop, it's worse than The Life of a Showgirl, because unlike other flops, no one is even talking about this one. At least people were hating on Witness, but no one is even hating on Vi. It evaporated into thin air upon release, and there has been negligible promotion. How do you suggest Doja bounce back from this? Is the Vi era salvageable? Whether history will be kind to this project or not, it's pretty clear that Doja wants to recharge, announcing that she will take considerable time off once she wraps up her European tour.
I want to like be a musician again. I want to be a writer again, and
Starting
I
to bite
can't
her
do
name,
that
absolutely.
if I'm doing stuff. So I want to do as the least I can possibly do so that I have that natural inclination to just like make music again, which is why we're here sitting down talking.
You all right, Doja?
You alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
For Doja, the decline in her star power is something that she can only really attribute to herself and the decision to willingly cast her status aside to make the art she loves. In this sense, she's lucky that she can take comfort in that, because for others, the situation wasn't in their hands, and instead, they found themselves the victim of falling out of their label's good graces. This is something which 50 Cent found out firsthand when it came to the release of his 5th record, Animal Ambition.
Damn.
Before we get to this shit,
Damn.
because
That's
I
crazy.
got a lot of takes on this shit. The Doja Cat shit, I hate when artists like take they do it without saying it, or they say they're gonna take a break from music to focus on creating good music. I hate when they say that shit, because I like the motherfuckers to just do it. Don't tell me that, because now you feeding into you falling off, or your shit not as good. It might not be as good, but you should like be like, I'm gonna take this criticism and like move on. It's cool, but like I hate when they do that shit. Like make good music again and like make an excuse on why they need to do this. Like, bro, no, nigga, do better in general. Go be a better
They
person.
gonna blame it on something.
Yeah, like even though she took accountability, no, she didn't take no accountability. She didn't, but she knew
Did
that
not.
she knew that she was she knew that she was garbage juice. And now what the fuck they finna say about 50 Cent? They bring any bro.
Damn.
People love bringing up the fucking albums after the massacre, and I'm like, y'all do realize that was like 6 years past his peak, and y'all.
Curtis is pretty decent though. It just Kanye West just blew that shit out the water. I mean, that was peak Kanye though, so it was like
that's what I'm saying. How the fuck he was 8 years past his prime? Like, how the fuck?
Yeah.
Let's look at this shit. Let's take a gander at this goddamn bullshit.
However, the story of the album truly begins with the previous project, one that would turn out to be his last on his former label, Interscope. For a long time, 50 essentially served as Interscope's golden goose, propping up not only the G-Unit imprint he headed, but also acting as the main star of Shady Records, not named Eminem. As a protege of M and Dre, 50 had free reign to do whatever he wanted at Interscope. He and their boss, Jimmy Iovine, were previously so tight that they threw the game overboard at the first sign of beef between him and 50.
Because he financially and infrastructurally, he had to take sides with who Jimmy took sides with, which
is 50.
Which was 50. Okay. And so it made sense because that's where the bulk of the money was being made. And so at that point, you didn't want to piss 50 off because he was the breadwinner. So yeah, everybody chose sides, but I did the doctor's advocate, and no one thought it was coming out. They thought I was.
But within years of that whole situation, they would be involved in an extended period of beef. Following the release of his 4th album, Before I Self-Destruct, 50 was concerned about dropping because he felt the machine that once stood so strong behind him had begun to backfire. Man, I'm not releasing an album. I can't believe Interscope is so fucked up right now. I apologize to all my fans. I will work with other artists on their projects, but I will not be putting out another album. They dropped the ball on me one too many times. I love Dre, but I'm putting out this next single Cycle tomorrow. You're gonna love it. It's a big song. They just don't think it deserves a great setup. They can't seem to get it right when it comes to me. Once he began to badmouth them publicly, tensions escalated, and in typical 50 fashion, he just kept pushing the boundaries online. I guess I'm not going to be on Detox, LOL. Would you faint if I told you I just wrote a verse about Jimmy and Dre? Oh my god, this is hard. This shit gonna kill. Although that apparent diss never emerged, 50's restarting with the label seemed to come to a head prior to the release of My Life, a song which he believed could have been huge if it weren't for the plans to actively hold him back. I'm sitting here talking to him about a record that it's hard for me to believe you can't get it played. It's a record with me, Eminem, and Adam Levine, and neither two of the artists I'm featured on the record with haven't had a record that wasn't a #1 record
Jimmy
that
Ivy.
charted. And you're telling me you're having a hard time getting it played? So it felt like they were just putting me to bed right here. You see what I'm saying? Once things continued to devolve, 50 would leave the label in February of 2014, with Eminem being the only one to wish him well on the way out. Shady simply would not.
But they were okay, it's complicated how I'm explaining it, but you gonna break
With
this.
G-Unit.
G-Unit was his. So
Type
Interscope is the major.
Interscope. Damn, that's crazy.
Wow, you a bitch. Cause why would you point it out? Interscope is the major label that is, it's under. Shady Records is Eminem's. Aftermath was Dr. Dre's. Shady Records and Aftermath was kind of like, I want to say conjoined, or like they were like the same thing type shit. Cause Aftermath and then Shady Records was just under Dr. Dre shit.
Okay.
50 was signed to Shady because Eminem wanted him. He worked with Dr. Dre under the Aftermath label too. And then Interscope owned all that shit. So
type shit.
That's why just it's the same with Interscope Death Row shit.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay, type shit.
Be what it is without 50 Cent, M wrote at the time. I've developed a great friendship with 50 over the years, and that's not going to change. By that April, he lifted the lid on how difficult things got between him and Iveen on the way out. The last communication I had with Jimmy, we were actually talking, and Jimmy tells me he doesn't like me. For whatever reasons, the miscommunications or his interpretation of why I'm actually doing the things I'm doing. It doesn't even matter. Just get me off the actual label before this shit goes bad, because I'm not getting the actual response I want out of the material that I'm releasing with them. And it's to the point where I'm not even trying to put the right thing out. I'm just sitting here. Put that one, get that one. You can't get a song with M and Adam Levine? What can you get? They didn't get anything on Kendrick Lamar until after the record sold. I don't like people who don't like me. After he left Interscope for good, 50 sought to re-establish himself in music. So by June, he unveiled Animal Ambition, his first project in 5 years via Caroline Records.
It's my reintroduction, because I've spent so much time, like a long time period on hiatus. I was in the back portion, in the music business. I was in the business portion of music for 4 years. Because it was my fifth and final album requirement for Interscope, we was in a position where we would have to do audits and go through the books and everything. And then there was conflicts in different areas. Like my album, Get Rich or Die Trying, is the largest debut in hip-hop album, and the way we sold ringtones at that point is exactly how we sell the single. So the language and the contracts spoke to the same light, and the way I would be paid off a ringtone, if I argued that that was the way I was to be paid off of the singles, would mean that they owed me like another $23 million maybe.
Oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we went through that process, and it took about 4 years actually. It took a while for us to get through it, and then I was paid, and then everything was comfortably, we resumed back to making music. And then, like what I was getting out of the response to the actual music made me feel like I lost that
I'm saying, like, the list for like rappers, but like, bruh, nigga, he didn't need that rap shit, fool.
Y'all gotta understand something, bro. That's why I be trying to tell people too. He released 3 good albums. He released 2 bad ones on the Interscope. 385 ain't bad. Also leaving with $23 million after the deal. Most niggas don't leave with no money. He left with
until
23 million.
years later.
He left with 23 million, and you got to think that was around the time the vitamin water deal too, cuz.
Yeah.
So he had $100 million around this time. Yeah. Y'all can kiss my ass about this shit. I don't give a fuck about that rap shit if I'm him. That's why I went to movies. I would have went to movies too.
Like what shit? I mean, nigga, it wouldn't matter, bro. Cause like, bro, I done got some shit, bro. Artists would dream of getting.
My first album is like 2 albums, nigga.
Yeah, 3 damn there.
So I mean, however niggas want to spin this shit, and then my mixtapes, cause you gotta think his G Unit mixtapes were like albums, bruh. Nigga, Beg for Mercy. Oh my gosh. What the fuck?
Oh
like that shit damn near diamond in the hood, nigga. So I ain't finna sit here and argue with nigga about no fucking fall off 50 Cent. Yeah, he did fall off from music, but the nigga's still a legend.
Released on June 3rd, 2014, the album debuted at number 4 on the charts with 46,000 first week sales. After selling 160,000 with 2009's Before I Self-Destruct, he ended his streak of RIAA certified albums. And to date, it's the last studio album he ever released. For 50, this was a far cry from being the literal king.
Hold on, let me go back. What album was it?
Animal Ambition, I think.
And it sold 47,000.
Of commercial landscape in the genre during his heyday. So it's really not much of a surprise that when he couldn't be as unchallenged a champion as he once was, he moved to other media like film and television. But some veteran rappers still move forward with new projects, only to find that their name no longer opens doors the way it used to, and their instinct for a hit has gone cold. This was certainly the story with Mount Westmore, a supergroup composed of Cali legends like Ice Cube, Too Short, E40, and Snoop.
Mount Westmore, nigga. Mount Westmore. Y'all can't do the OG like that. They do need to stop this shit, but y'all can't say that. Can we say that?
I didn't even know we was still paying attention to this shit. Like they just having fun.
Like we can't say that, fool. We can't do that.
I mean, I feel like they fell out gracefully.
Yeah, like
however you say this shit, like, bro, come on.
Be a part of the fucking beat up culture of the old heads. They say hip hop is
the Ice Cube doing Big 3 and shit.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be a part of that. Like they always say, hip hop culture always beat up their old heads and don't respect the OGs. Like every other culture loves they old R&B singers. We love old R&B. We love old classic, old blues singers and shit, but we can't love our old rappers, bro. That shit bullshit, bro.
Snoop Dogg himself. Courtesy of the sheer star power on display, there was understandably a lot of buzz when this project was announced, and the group members certainly did the utmost to raise anticipation ahead of the December 2022 release date.
All of you guys in this group, man, Mount Westmore, are veterans and relevant at the same time. But it's also one of them things where you see some people come together, and I know it sounds like a generic question, but Short, how important do you feel like this group is with these superheroes coming together?
Well, with your knowledge of hip hop and where it's been and where it's going,
the interview that Ice Cube was
you got to realize that this is a hell of a contribution to the culture. Not because it's Snoop, Q40, and Short making records together, but because it's us making a statement that, and success is there. There is no expiration date on this hip hop thing, and not many have ventured this far out and strive for excellence at this point in their career. So us doing this on that top level, doing everything top notch videos, top notch rollout, everything to top notch production. Doing it that way is just setting the standard for anybody else who wants this in the future.
I mean, can you imagine a Mount Eastmore?
Yeah. Right,
Mount
Southmore. Oh my God.
It's like, hopefully we setting a blueprint for other icons that might be dormant,
Even though they were all past their prime, the group told NME that everything was clicking for this one. It's hard for us to make a bad song together. It's just hard for us to do it because we all bring so much to the table and we respect the gang. We're not going to let our brothers down by not coming correct with the song and the idea. We do songs that are cohesive and we all sound good together. No matter how you blend us, it works. None of us going in could have predicted how much fun it would be or how productive it would be, said Too Short in the same interview. It's just a great thing, man. It's fun. It makes a lot of sense on many different levels. But there's no denying that's a lot of big personalities to put in a room. And in interviews, they towed the line between not being able to get on the same page and playfully roasting one another.
I'm from the octagon, the trenches, the soil.
We all from the, man, don't come with all that testimony. It ain't never left me. We had to make do.
It ain't never left me.
We had to make do. I don't want to hear that shit.
Chitlins is a delicacy.
Right, say it.
It didn't mess around and became that. It's in... He a hater with a generator.
Right.
Right. Scorpios.
Man, nobody give a fuck.
Scorpios. Hey, look.
Next.
Hey, check this out. Look.
Come on,
man. Them two double team me all the time. I stand my own, buddy. Look, French Montana, Fabulous. You gonna talk about the boy Drake? You gonna talk? Who you? Scarface?
All right, wait.
You
Drake is October's very own. That sounds like
Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5.
However, it ultimately appeared very good-natured, and above all else, their chemistry was intact. Unfortunately for the group, none of this translated to the project, which was both commercially and critically disastrous. And after peaking at number 188 on the charts, Uncle Arthur's hoping for Mount Westmore's sequel to bump at his next barbecue might be waiting for a while. But as we know, it's not just older artists whose peak of relevancy has elapsed that can suffer a downturn. In recent years, this is something that the kid Leroy has found out firsthand. When he first exploded onto the scene,
the kid Leroy.
I heard nothing since then.
The protege of Juice WRLD was an ambitious Australian kid.
I ain't gonna lie,
with
he had some
dreams.
shit though.
Yes, I did grow up in
He supposed to be the
Australia.
next Juice
From
WRLD.
Australia. I love that place. Shout out to Australia. But growing up, I never listened to any Australian music. My mom never played any Aussie rap or Aussie hip hop. It was a lot of like Tupac, Fugees, even like Erykah Badu. So I guess whenever I went to first make music, that shit never just came out Australian. It just came out American because that's all I was listening to. People.
Once he got signed by Lil Bibby and G Money to Grade A, Leroy almost immediately announced his arrival with Fuck Love, a mixtape that peaked at number 1 on the Billboard charts and has since gone 3 times platinum. Now that he had his foot on the ladder towards greatness, his appearance on Justin Bieber's 2021 track Stay saw the duo spend 6 weeks at number 1 and even led to a brief 4-month spell under Scooter Braun's management. As he transformed from a teen into a man in front of the world's eyes, Leroy's focus seemed to shift, and it was clear that Fuck Love was no longer the motto. During his come-up, Leroy was apparently ruthless when it came to his dating life.
That's why she keep calling my phone. I play with a lot of girls and it's bad, but I play with a lot of them. I say, oh, I want to marry you, da-da-da.
I know wrong with being a player. What you mean by like, what they mean by that shit?
That's on my phone. I just play with them so they get mad. They call me, keep calling me. Sometimes I have to block their numbers.
But following that initial run, something clearly changed, and he was soon penning back-to-back breakup albums. Following his split from TikTok model Katarina Deem, Leroy unleashed the first time, a 2023 project that was consumed by heartbreak.
No, quickly though, you did mention you're going through a breakup. How many songs after that did you add to the album?
A few.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a couple breakup songs on the album.
Yeah, definitely a few. Just because, again, it's just like after, something like that happens, you just have a whole bunch of inspiration and new stuff. And again, it's just kind of like, I'm always trying to give people like an honest version of where I'm at.
How soon after all that do you go back into the studio? Do you wait a beat?
All I wanted to do after my breakup was just work. To be honest, all I wanted to do was just work.
Because it's like a distraction, but also not.
It's like, I don't know. I was in the studio like 2 days after my breakup.
Selling 27,000 and peaking at number 24 in America, he did not expect this kind of response to his debut project. Following this average album, it felt like Leroy had to nail it with his next project, and he began working on something totally.
My nigga, they said he said he went through all that shit because of heartbreak, Joe. What you got to tell these young niggas about heartbreak?
You said what?
He said he wrote all that shit off of heartbreak. It was a heartbreak album.
He wrote all of it?
Yeah, he said he broke up with his TikTok girlfriend, and he said that he was in the studio 2 days after they broke up. What you got to say about that heartbreak shit? Tell them young niggas about that shit.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, bro. Heartbreak, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, that type shit builds character, you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, man, that shit feels like death. You know what I'm saying?
Everything but
you don't know what, you can't see the wound, you know what I'm saying? That shit, But hey, all I gotta tell y'all is, bro, hey, when that shit over, that shit is over. Don't go back to this shit.
That nigga
You know what I'm
said
saying?
all he want to do is work after that.
Yeah.
But it was his fault. I feel like that shit was his fault. I ain't gonna lie. Like,
I mean,
please stream my to sell double copper.
It really be about sometimes when that type of shit.
Yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
Album.
Yeah,
So you were about to turn in a totally different album. You had a change of heart. What happened?
Life happened, I guess. I mean, I didn't really. There was something about the old album that never really sat fully right with me. And I think I was going through this thing where I was like trying to convince myself that I liked the music more than I did, because I'm like, technically these are good, and like, why do I not feel as connected to them as I should? Because I do like them, but there's something that wasn't. So then, life stuff happened, and I just started writing a bunch of songs. And I was like, wow, these songs feel so much better to me. I feel so much more connected to these. So I was like, damn, maybe I just need to remake the whole album. And I remember I called a couple of my friends and I was like, so I think I'm going to remake my album.
But then came another high-profile split, this time with singer Tate McRae. During their time together, the Australian artist spoke very highly of Tate and clearly was head over heels for her. She's the hardest working artist I've ever met in my entire life, Leroy told Ellie in June. And I don't say that because she's my girlfriend. Seeing how hard she works inspires and encourages me to follow along and do the same. There's something really, really motivating about that, and really attractive as well. But the good times
And
would
they was
not
only
last.
together for a year.
And after splitting in June 2025, he started unveiling a fresh batch of breakup anthems. On tracks like A Coldplay, he really poured out his heart, declaring, I still love you, that's how I feel at my core. Flew different states to come see you in between tour. I gave you everything I had and even more. It's my fault for thinking I could fix you. This prompted a response from Tate on Tit for Tat, a thinly veiled diss track which debuted at number 3 on the Billboard Hot 100 and featured lines like, thought I might love you again, see how I feel. Now that you're acting like that, I never will. Last night, she even answered my call. It sealed the deal. Right now, I'm not even about you. Fix your fucking self. Kiss my ass for that. Suddenly, a track about him being a terrible boyfriend was peaking on a chart he'd barely touched for a while. And to add insult to injury, the release of Before I Forget had many critics claiming that the pain he experienced during the breakup didn't translate to compelling music.
Overall, this is like the soundtrack to breaking up with your girlfriend when you're 13 years old. And despite the very real heartbreak that it is based on, it commits the ultimate sin, being utterly confoundingly tedious. Like a 4-track EP of like the opening 3 tracks and maybe one more plucked because they're all the same. Would have served much better here just to nail the kind of concept tone. And while the record is produced and engineered and mixed well enough to be like perfectly serviceable background fodder, I'm not really looking for Primark music in my life. You Americans are what you might call it Target music.
With sales of 41,000, it certainly did a lot better than the previous breakup album. And there is an undercurrent of fans who loved it. I disagree with you here. I thought it was amazing. This is his best work. But what's becoming clear is that if he ever wants to get back to the heights of his debut mixtape, then he needs to find a way to maturely evolve that isn't quite so riddled with the same sentiments that he'd already explored. When you've been anywhere close to the top of the industry, then feeling yourself backsliding like this must be pretty painful.
You can't go from that to like all that heartbreak shit. Don't nobody give a fuck. I'm in your bracket of people, they don't give a fuck. You ain't Ride Wave, nigga. Yeah. The only nigga that get a pass for all this crying ass shit on these records right now is Ride Wave, fool.
Ride fucking way. And because that nigga, he actually be like low key rapping, but he still singing
and shit. So that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You don't, your fan group don't give a fuck about that shit. So you need to you need
niggas in office jobs by now.
Yeah, niggas you need to tap in. You need to come on with this heartbreak shit.
Been hailed as a legendary figure for most of your adult life, that sensation can only be agonizing. At the moment, someone who knows all about that is none other than
Can I just say this, fool?
Way back in 2004.
I'm gonna just say, like
I said, this come with disrespecting our legends.
Like, I'm gonna just say, my reason is because the nigga started singing more.
I agree.
He tried to be like the times and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I agree.
And then the Young Thug shit. Making them. You know what I'm saying? With the Birdman shit. You know what I mean? Like, all this shit played a part.
I was the only nigga in our friend group that bumped the Funeral album.
It's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that says a lot.
2024, Weezy dropped the first installment of the Carter series, setting the course for one of the greatest sagas hip-hop has ever seen. So when it came time to drop the long-awaited 6th entry in the series, hype was high. However, it came with an unusual backdrop of controversy. As I covered extensively on my channel, Lil Wayne strongly objected to Kendrick Lamar missing out on the Super Bowl halftime show in New Orleans, and his response to the news cast a large shadow over his recent public appearances. In interviews, he spoke about how he jumped through hoops to achieve this goal, continually acting like he'd been robbed of the opportunity. To perform, it's a bunch of things they're gonna tell you to do and not do, asses to kiss and not kiss, he explains, adding, if you notice, I was part of things I've never been a part of, like Michael Rubin's all-white parties. I'm not doing shit with Tom Brady. That was all for that. You ain't never seen me in these type of venues. I ain't Drake. I ain't out there smiling like that everywhere. I'm in the stew, smoking and recording. And over time, this began to wear on people. However, before the Carter 6 would drop, Weezy continued to insist that he was being given the respect he deserved as one of the best to ever do it. Imagine you're a player coach still averaging 30 a night and a dude asking, hey, do you feel slighted that they don't put you in the coach type of conversations? No, I'm still dropping 30 points a night. I'm fine with being the best rapper. And then you just find out, oh shit, he owns Young Money? Oh, he put Drake out? Oh my god. But if this was the album intended to remind people of the fact, it had the opposite effect. Across a bloated record that featured a whole array of ill-fated experiments and unnecessary features, the Carter 6 instantly had fans wondering why he'd put such an iconic title on a lackluster project. Overall, with Wayne's music and the Carter series being something meaningful and special to me, the Carter 6 has let me down, leaving me severely disappointed. Worse than that feeling you get when your parents say they aren't mad, just really disappointed. That feeling of being hit in the balls, that feeling in the gut. It's especially bad because you know damn well Wayne got tons of tracks in the vault. From my observation, most fans really just want what Wayne was bringing on his mixtapes to a full-length album. If he did that instead of trying to appeal to some sort of new audience, the Carter 6 could have been something very special. Wayne's music influenced me at a young age to love music again, which is why I hold his music in high regard and close to my heart. Expect the best out of Wayne, especially on the Carter series. Overall, the Carter 6 left the series with a giant hole, and his fans were disappointed and confused. What the fuck happened? In attempting to break down what exactly went wrong, the JBP argued that the project was mismanaged from the outset.
I feel like we've had the conversation multiple times. Yeah. I stayed up till like 12:30 waiting for it and it didn't show, so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to bed.
It was a weird even prior to the drop. Like no single, no track list until 11. I think it went out like 11:30, something like that. The actual track list. There was a fake one floating around, but we heard nothing from what this album would sound like, direction, just nothing. Damn near like a surprise drop. I thought it wasn't going to come out.
I was going to say, yeah, did you guys know about
there was a reason for that.
They had a release date?
Yeah.
Okay.
He dropped the release date back
a couple months ago,
during the Super Bowl. Yeah. Like right before the Super Bowl. He had an announcement to make, and it was that the album was coming. We were like, damn, now even we came in here and talked about it. I said, damn, that's kind of weird for you to just pop up with this announcement for your album.
I will say that it's pretty fitting that there was no direction being presented in the public because there was absolutely no direction on this album whatsoever.
At all.
Although it logged 114,000 album equivalent units in its first week, this was the lowest figure for any addition to the Carter series. Most alarmingly, it also...
Okay, nigga, all right. 100K first, everything over 100K the first week was very good. The only reason I look bad because he sold over 500 copies on all his other Carters.
He sold 1 million copies first week one time.
Like, that's why it looked bad. But 100 copies in 1 week is not bad, y'all. 100K copies is not bad. But for Lil Wayne, that's bad. So that's what I'm saying. You're expecting
where he was at.
Yeah, you're expecting that's like expecting Tupac to drop in 2026 with the same exact flow, no growth, and expect it to go diamond or some shit like that. Like it's not gonna have the same feel.
But Wayne really brought this shit on himself though.
He did.
Most of it.
Because all I do is being in the studio with Smoke. I don't do shit with niggas. All that isolation you put yourself in as you get older, niggas are going to forget about you. Not saying you got a dick rider ass kiss like he said, but I'm saying like, nigga, how are we supposed to? I didn't know you wanted to be in the Super Bowl. Did you know that, Joe?
No, until it was discussions because it was his hometown and shit. Then they went with Kendrick.
he has his one podcast, but his podcast off to the side. It ain't really something that's not like it's not in the algorithm. I'm not saying he should be in the algorithm. I think he even stopped making a podcast recently. Did he stop making it?
Yes, he did.
See what I'm saying? You not consistent with damn near anything. So like, how the fuck we supposed to know shit? And you don't post. You don't do nothing. Like you don't like.
And he don't perform the same.
They said he got better and he looked better and fit as of this year. Cause I saw a video of him and I was like, damn, okay, he must took that health shit serious. Everybody been telling him all these years. Cause he looked like a damn troll on stage. Like little garden troll shit at first. He looked bad.
Also disappeared off the charts entirely in mere weeks. Following decades of being universally respected in hip-hop circles, some fans worried that it wasn't just a critical and commercial failure, but actively diminished his legacy.
Let me get into my overall thoughts. I'll keep this short and sweet. I'm disappointed as a Wayne fan. I was waiting for this album. I thought it was cool that we were going to get another installment of the Carter series. This feels like maybe the last one, and it's going to end off this album series. And I've been quoted in the past saying that I felt like the Carter series was the best album series in all of hip-hop. That's the way that I felt about it. An official album series. So a series of albums that follow an official name. I really felt like it was one of the strongest that the genre has ever seen, and this album does not hold a candle, bro, to the other ones that were dropped in this series. This installment is weak. You're getting lackluster performances. You're getting weak production. I don't even want to call it weak. I want to call it bad production.
And while that might be a little dramatic, it appears Wayne isn't immune to the noise and is actively trying to follow up with another installment in the series, or at the very least, a new project to prove that he still got it.
We got the Carter 6 last year. Is the Carter 7 coming soon? And if so, is that the case? And maybe you give us maybe a sneak peek if there's any features on the album.
The Carter 7 is coming soon. I'm not sure if we're gonna just name my next album the Carter 7.
Don't name it.
I got albums coming as well, but I don't know if they're gonna just
Your
name
ass
it Carter 7
like
or they gonna wait
Beethoven the
for
movie.
another
You
album.
know how
Maybe
1,
that
2, 3, 4,
I got music for
10,
days.
11,
What they do
12.
is they just come in here and they just
I
grab
ain't
a
shot
bunch of
a flow,
songs
man.
and they
Cut
just
it
put
off,
a title and like, yo, this Carter 7. So Carter 7 coming soon.
So you're just constantly making music, and then it just gets kind of like put together like that after the case?
Exactly.
But if you think that was a tough year for Wheezy, it was nothing compared to what it had in store to a man who sees him.
No. Don't drop another Carter. Name it Mr. Dwayne or some shit. I don't know. Don't name it the Carter though. Mr. Dwayne is a good one because you old as shit. You need to clean your hair up. Stop it, bro. Stop, bro.
Dang. Hard on.
I'm gonna be hard on him because he'll be hard on me. We talking about a legend. Sit your ass down somewhere.
Yeah.
I can't say what Ice Cube did just drop another album, so I can't say shit.
Man, I heard my old nigga said this shit hard though.
Let's get to Young Thug, please.
As the GOAT, Young Thug. As we know by now, Thugger's career was derailed in May of 2022 when the state of Georgia got him and the entire YSL label locked up in a RICO case. Forced to stay behind bars for the better part of 3 years, Thug was essentially treated by not only the DA but other affiliates who turned informant, like he was the Don of Atlanta.
Right now, this nigga here is so smart, he moving different. It's hard to keep up with how he moving. What do you mean? So he not moving how he used to move. He moved different. But he wanted
Baby girl,
so
you know I'm a
bad
king.
that he used his back.
But as I've previously documented on this channel, Thugger and his legal team miraculously beat the odds, escaping what once seemed like a life sentence with just time served and 15 years of probation. And once he beat the odds, his aura was only enhanced in the eyes of his loyal fans. Young Thug has balls of steel to stand up to the state and walk away with a wrist slap. Young Thug has that alligator blood in him. They weren't done either, as alongside having all the momentum in the world, his peers also lined up to pay homage to the newly freed King Slime.
The talk is this.
15 years
2 hours afterwards, Drake flew to Thug and allegedly gave him $1 million. Drake didn't tell me. Drake gonna hit me up and be like, who told you this shit?
Armed with a major victory and all the goodwill he could ask for from the rap world, it looked like Thug's next release was basically bound to be a smash. But sadly, Thug taking such a hardline stance against snitching would come back to bite him. Since getting out of prison, Thug was basically acting as the anti-rat watchdog of the
You gon'
streets,
forever be
unveiling
mine.
posts online that probably weren't the smartest if he wanted to stay out of the way of the probation officer. Wham! Let's drop one on these rats, Peter. But soon, he'd have more to worry about than just the cops on his tail, when a clip which suggested he'd once offered to be an informant began to do the rounds.
Listen.
Yes, sir.
Promises. Make promises. Just we'll keep promises. Whatever you anytime you ever make you want to know anything, tell me. I'll tell you anything. But don't tell the world. What you got, bro? Yes, you can. Hey.
I don't have your number.
Well, give it to me. If you ain't give it to her,
After all that they'd been through, it was no surprise that this left the label's co-founder, YSL Mondo, distraught.
A nigga just beat a motherfucking Rico. Nigga come home, still talking about, oh, nigga ratted, nigga a rat, nigga da-da-da. Bro, that's God. That ain't nothing but God biting you back in your ass, bro. Cause you probably been thankful that you just beat a life sentence in a Rico and came home and minded your business and been humble. But instead, you still coming out pushing the rat narrative, bro, and all that, this, that, and the third. Now look, he came back and bought your bitch in the ass. But that ain't the key. The thing is, too, though, he brainwashed people. He still got motherfuckers on the bit talking about, and y'all heard it with y'all own ears. You got motherfuckers talking about AI, it did that in the third, and oh, he ain't rat on nobody. Bro, if you sit down with 12 and bust out and say these words, if y'all talking about a nigga like Gunner ratted from saying, yes, ma'am, you mean to tell me this not making a nigga a rat by saying shit? They said Roscoe shot the bus up. And then a nigga like Roscoe did 10 years behind this shit, and you just got on the internet talking about a nigga didn't rat on you? Boy, your ass so brainwashed, it's sickening. Y'all niggas need daddy figures, and y'all niggas be sitting back waiting on something good, waiting on something to happen. Like, yeah, I'm gonna stick around. Maybe a nigga put me on. Maybe a nigga I can get something out of nigga or something did that. Like, it's so gay and weird to me. But y'all be coming on y'all be on my ass about being a real nigga. Rich, I'm not studying the internet, but I'm just letting y'all know how brainwashed and weird the world and the internet is, y'all.
This was only one side of the erosion of Young Thug as we knew him. As soon, leaked jail calls where he was essentially gossiping made him seem way more like a mere mortal.
Call was diabolical. Like
that shit was crazy.
It
that
was
nigga was talking about it.
But no, what's the name? What's the boy name? Sid and Ash was the one. He said, "I'm the one who dropped that shit." I said, "Damn." He said, "I said, damn." He said, "No." He said the only reason why I dropped that shit because I was defending him, and his daddy and his sister kept coming at me with shit, and they kept acting like I was the fucking enemy when I was trying to help him get out of Rico. So you know what I said? Bet. I started dropping them bitches. I said, "Oh,
damn."
I said, "Oh."
Since I'm the problem, I'm gonna be a problem. That's what he said.
I couldn't get mad.
I'm gonna show you niggas a problem.
I couldn't get mad at that shit. I was like, well, let's get it started then. I guess shit. That shit crazy. Them bitches were dropping like mixtapes, nigga.
Yeah.
Y'all don't understand the time.
Yeah,
that shit was like one every day for like 2 weeks, fool. We said, when is this shit gonna stop? And then apparently it stopped. He said he got a bunch more. And then Thug gonna get an interview to myself. I don't know why I started like. I don't know. Well, I'm not no pillow talker, so I don't know why the fuck I did that shit. I'm like, shut the fuck up. It's okay if you made a mistake, bro. It is what it is. That's the thing. That's what Mondo was talking about. Like, you act so like bravado and all that. You should have been coming out praising God, nigga. You tell about rats need to go to gospel. You should have be the one, nigga, on a 15-year probation. Talking about you a rat. You should be the one talking about some thank God, nigga.
Yeah. Coming home dropping
don't play with me,
nigga.
Like, come on, cuz like
than we ever imagined him.
This nigga mama died. I'm dealing with real life shit. Travis got goddamn 11 murders on his hand. Nigga, get your mustache back, son. Goddamn.
In each new audio snippet, he seemed even pettier and more vindictive, reaching a point where he actively tried to disrupt the release of Gunna's album, One of One, on his own label, even if it meant hurting his pockets too.
Man, bro, I'm trying to drop an album the same day Gunna drop, bro. You need to. Y'all sent you a song. Put a verse on it.
That nigga ain't send me no song.
It's in your text message.
I ain't see no song. When he supposed to drop? Man, that nigga ain't finna drop.
He dropped Friday, nigga. How you think I ain't gonna know he signed me?
He dropped Friday for sure.
Man, 100%.
And that nigga fake.
I can hold his shit back if I want to. If my album don't be ready, I can hold it back. But Drake already sent the song called, the name of my album, I'm gonna drop my album on the same day he dropped, and it's called Business is Business.
Within an instant, it felt like Thugger went from being viewed as a returning hero to a pariah who had been destroyed when his true nature was revealed. Lil Durk was saying free Thug. Drake gave Thug $1 million. Future said free Thug who's performing. Andre 3000 was playing the flute to wake up the birds in the morning. Gucci Mane gave Thug $25,000. Young Thug still switched up on all of them. He is the main problem.
He did.
Rather than go underground and regroup, Thug stayed visible. However, his media appearances in the aftermath of his release didn't help matters.
How can you just do what you did to me and then just go live your life like ain't nothing happened? Like, how can you do it, bro? I can't do that.
I love people so much to the point where the only thing that'll make me not love you anymore or just like dislike you is like betrayal, like real life betrayal when life is dependent on it.
Is that something you felt like was happening?
Betrayal happen every day.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For Thug fans, the one hope was that his return to music with his Oi Scuddy album would basically silence all the negativity. But that didn't exactly pan out either. Aside from the fact that its white face cover art raised eyebrows, the album itself failed to deliver on the hype, promptly falling off the map after debuting at number 6 on the charts. In the view of academics, this was a direct result of just how badly he'd managed his brand since he came out of jail.
The long-awaited Young Thug Being Free album, which is now titled Ui Scooty, came out and it only did 48,000. I like Thug, and I hope no one think I'm being facetious with these thoughts. This is a complete flop.
Young
Thug ruined all of his mystique, and it's because people found out his kryptonite. It was questioning his street credibility or these snitch allegations. Young Thug has been acting out of character ever since he got out of jail. Ever since people started accusing him of doing such things, and ever since people are looking at like the narrative of him saying all these other people are rats, people are looking at it like some hypocrisy stuff, he's been damn near spiraling. Usually for 90% of men, the kryptonite, if you want to get them to crash out or act out of pocket, is questioning their manhood.
Now getting into petty squabbles and trying to save face, this was truly a drastic shift from the strong, unwavering figure we were accustomed to seeing from Thugger, and it clearly made a difference to how we perceived the music.
Young Thug wore a dress and was unbothered and unfazed for years. Did not care what we thought about him. He had dresses, makeup, he had whatever on. I used to make jokes about him all the goddamn time. He was unbothered. I used to make all the thugger motherfucker jokes, all the jokes about him being flexible, all of that type of stuff. He never addressed me. He was like I never existed. They question if he's a rat. Thug is he can't have a good night of sleep. Spiraling.
As they struggled to wrap their head around it, even his own dedicated subreddit had to concede that this was a bad look and that he had no one to blame but himself. He fumbled. Last Halloween, everyone was talking about him, but he waited months to drop a single. He delayed the album multiple times. And then the interrogation audio and jail calls come out. At the same time, I understand he lost a lot of friends while he was locked up, so he probably didn't feel like jumping right back into the rap scene. Now feeling much less vital to hip-hop than he once was, the audience is struggling to see where he goes from here. But by the looks of it, his solution is simply to keep it moving like he's the old Thugger, even though the act has since lost its shine.
Well, you know that shit ain't nothing right. Alright, Peter. That shit ain't nothing. That shit ain't nothing. Look, I want to tell all my opposition, everybody that's off of me, think they opt to me, I get $3 million 2 times a week.
What this rundown of hip-hop stars who've seen their fans refuse to embrace their projects as they once did tells us is that to stay consistently popular in hip-hop is basically sorcery. Whether it's label issues, a PR disaster, declining buzz, or simply losing what once made you so appealing, staying afloat in the rap game is a very difficult balancing act. So you can bet that, as always, I'll be back with more flops before long. Another rapper who flopped badly this year was Jack Harlow, but you can check out the video we did on him.
That nigga Jack Harlow. All right, buddy.
Do you think hip hop is dying, my brother?
It's a resurgence. I think we're about to see another genre of hip hop. Just how the big jeans and like this is like it feels like 08 to 2012. Like a shift.
Yeah.
Because 2014 was different from 2008. Skinny jeans. Yeah. My Rari. Swag. Like, that shit was different than College Dropout, bro. Like, or a fucking crunk music. There was this, I think we're getting out of an era and going into a new era.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're doing. Well, whatever that era may be, I just feel, I don't know. I feel
These
like
niggas lack substance. That's what it is.
It is. It's that. And
these niggas ain't got no goddamn. They ain't got no goddamn personality. These niggas like all on they want to be gangster. Like it's just like
they want to
you
be
know
zesty gangsters.
don't know how to hold a conversation. You know what I'm saying on interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just all this shit plays a part, man. Niggas just think they just too cool for anything.
Listen to
like,
me. Listen to Dave. Don't be a rapper.
Crazy.
Be a singer. R&B singer. An opera singer. An actor. But most of all, be a streamer. Because you want to know why? It's better. There is no limitations on what the fuck
more
you can do.
sustainable too
And more
nowadays.
sustainable. A rapper, you gotta make shit rhyme. And it's the odds are against you soon as you damn sign a contract usually. It's give and take with this shit. You're 100%. If you the only way 100% you gonna own and make good profit from your money is you have your own individual label. You don't sign anybody on that label to have your label in jeopardy. You can sign some people, but you always gotta know when you manage other people, you cannot manage their emotions. One nigga can ruin your whole shit.
Hey, push Heisty
can ruin your whole shit. So I always know that. So
yeah,
I don't know. I feel like these people that fell off, it's about accuracy, but we have some that pivoted, some that still ain't pivoted. I mean, the most one I feel like that shouldn't be on the list is 50 Cent. That's just my opinion. But everybody else was accurate.
yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you. Yeah, that 50 Cent shit, that one that fell off. He just was going to some other shit. Like it was just that time. Like niggas getting too much money for this shit.
At least he ain't continued to drop fucking music. Only movie he drop is for his TV shows and movies.
Yeah, and the only time he dropped music is for like the soundtrack or an intro for one of his shows or something.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's all he dropped. All these other niggas, Mount Westmore, these niggas still making music. Ice Cube just dropped the album.
I feel like they just having fun, bro. I'm not taking that shit serious.
Me
That,
either. I'm
that
not
nigga just bored while doing the big three.
And I'm not gonna hate on my OGs. I'm just giving y'all an example.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. I'm just giving y'all an example. But that's us. That's all for the video, y'all. If y'all liked it, let us know what y'all think. Cause I mean,
yes, sir.
We know y'all got opinions, so just let us know what y'all think. Like, share, subscribe. It's Clouted ENT. It's Dave. It's Joe.
Yo, YouTube.
Like, share, subscribe. We out this motherfucker.